Good morning. From the apostles in today's gospel, we hear a question. And who is this? That even the sea and the wind obey. Surely this was not the first time the apostles saw Jesus perform miracles. They have seen Jesus able to feed 5,000 men, not counting women and children who went to listen to him. They have seen how he raised Lazarus from the dead, or instantly healed the mother of the wife of St. Peter. And yet, when they saw this miracle, they asked themselves, and who is he? That even the sea and the wind obey. Now, in the short episode of the gospel, it allows us to see two images of Christ. One is the human side of Christ. He got so tired from preaching the whole day, so he went to sleep. And the other side of it is able to control nature. Boy, Biden and the European Unity would love to have him for the project of nature. But you see, we need to go and connect this to the gospel or to the readings of last week. Remember the book of prophet Ezekiel? Yes. Ezekiel and the king of Israel. It was in the year 597 BC, right? And I've told you the meaning of BC. That's before cell phone. I'm mentioning the date because I want you to think again how long the Israelites had to wait for a new king. Because King Joachim, the last king, was taken as slave to Babylon and never returned. So they waited for a king. The greatest king for the Israelites was King David. So they wanted to have someone who was great as King David to be their king. They waited that long. And when, fast forward that into the gospel of the day, and then you hear about Jesus. But when Jesus came, they crucified him. The Israelites had a different idea of who the Messiah is. For them, a Messiah is someone who can free them from the occupying force at the time, the Roman Empire. For them, the kingdom of God was happiness, prosperity, among the many things they wanted. I have to be honest with you. There were nights when I would question the presence of God in my life. It's just like in the first reading of the day, like in the life of Job. His critics were saying, look, what's happening to you? See, the idea was during the time of Job, suffering or sufferings were consequences of sin. And yet Job was a righteous person. How can it be that he had to suffer? I'm not righteous, far from it. But what I am saying is sometimes I question the presence of God. Why are we going through this pandemic? Sad, painful. The coronavirus, a priest that I know very well, way back in the seminary. He was like 2 years ahead of me. He died. And his body is still in that province where he died, could not be transported back to his home province because it's not allowed. Painful. And then we had someone here in our parish who had COVID and then was cured, was sent home, started to work at home, and then one day he just dropped dead. So why are we going through this? And yet the gospel of the day tells us to depend on the power of Christ. This is a Messiah whose being a Messiah is different than what the Israelites expected. This was a Messiah whose kingdom is not kingdom on earth, kingdom without end. So the reading of the day encourages us, strengthens our faith in a God, in a Messiah like Christ that the apostles could depend on. And who is he? That even the sea and the wind obey.